The behavior of Madkhalis makes it very apparent that they are agents. Let's briefly consider one example. One of the main English-speaking Madkhalis on social media is Faris Al-Hamadi. As recently as 2015, Hamadi was just a gym owner in Dubai who coached people on CrossFit. For some years, his content was mainly in the Arabic language. But for some reason, 5 years ago, he suddenly started making videos in English and posting TikTok videos aimed at English-speaking Muslims, teaching them basic things like how to make wudu or how to pray. What's interesting is that intermixed with his videos about how to make wudu, Hamadi throws in a video about the top 4 Khawarij of our times and how the best thing the ruler of the UAE ever did was throw the Muslim Brotherhood in prison. In a 2020 interview, Dawaman introduces Faris by saying he worked for the government and was involved with, quote, training other governments.
14 years experience in the corporate world. He does training workshops as a part of a government program for other countries' governments, It is not clear what Faris was training governments in. A lot of questions can be asked about Hamadi and his connection to the UAE government. But we won't get into all the details for this video. But a good sample to see exactly what Faris Al-Hamadi is all about is how he dedicates a whole video to brazenly promoting the normalization of ties between Israel and the UAE.
About the normalization, the treaty that happened between the UAE and Israel. Treaties and relationships, political relationships with one country to another, this is the responsibility of not us, of the ruler.
He is referring to the Abraham Accords, which we know is a pure Zionist product designed to put Muslims under the boot of Israel.
Brothers and sisters, consider this, and this is very important. Don't let your emotions control you. Emotions don't drive and create facts. These big complex matters, this is like I said, it's not up to us to discuss and analyze and give opinions on. As far as Islam is concerned, normalization with the Jews is actually permissible, and it's actually the responsibility of the ruler. He sees whether this is beneficial or not.
This is how this agent throws our Palestinian brothers and sisters under the bus in order to deflect criticism from his masters in the UAE. It is absolutely disgusting, but he doesn't even stop there.
How do Palestinians handle betrayal of Saudi and UAE with Israel? There is no betrayal. We're supporting Palestinians all the way. The betrayal is happening from the Palestinians themselves, actually. The betrayal is happening from the Palestinians themselves, actually.
In this short video that Hamadi uploaded, he is asked how Palestinians handle the betrayal of the Saudi and UAE governments in their diplomatic and economic partnership with Israel. This smug agent smiles through his teeth and says, Saudi and UAE support Palestine, but the betrayal is coming from Palestinians. How did the Palestinians betray Saudi and UAE, Faris? Did they betray you by getting bombed? Did they betray you by getting their children murdered and their homes destroyed? How exactly did the Palestinians betray you, Faris? How did they betray Saudi and the UAE? Please explain that for us. Interestingly, Hamadi has a special obsession with me and our brother Muhammad Hijab. He has dedicated numerous videos and tweets to calling us out as deviants and Khawarij. He claims we are deviants because we engage in debates. Debating against liberalism, feminism, and secularism is somehow deviance for Faris. He also claims that by criticizing Middle Eastern governments, I'm inciting rebellion against rulers. Therefore, I'm a Khariji. Now, what is so ironic is that Hamadi has been far more involved with inciting rebellion than anything I have ever said. In 2013, immediately before the coup in Egypt, Hamadi was tweeting against the ruler of Egypt, Mohamed Morsi, and calling for him to be removed.
After the coup, Hamadi was celebrating. And in 2016, Hamadi was also tweeting against Erdogan, the ruler of Turkey, right after the coup attempt that happened in Turkey in 2016. Isn't it interesting how Hamadi is in the UAE and he's always praising the rulers in the UAE and the UAE government, and he just happens to be agitating against the UAE's geopolitical enemies like Turkey and Mohammed Morsi of Egypt? Isn't it interesting how Hamadi is so conveniently tweeting this incitement to rebellion right around the time that these coups actually happened? Nothing shady about any of that. But the point is, for someone who supposedly is so worried about rebellion and is so opposed to any and all forms of criticism of the ruler, Hamadi sure has done a lot of exactly that. He just has done it in a selective fashion. Criticizing the Gulf rulers is khuruj, but criticizing the rulers of Turkey and Egypt, that's fine. This is typical of the Madkhalis. Their hypocrisy and double standards on criticizing rulers is well known. Consider this active Madkhali, Wajdi Akkari. Wajdi has dedicated multiple videos to